professional contrast. It's a term I learned from Duncan MacPherson, host of the Always On podcast, founder of Pareto Systems, which is coaching for financial professionals. And what professional contrast means is that it really is the things that make you different from your competition, right? Am I getting that right, Duncan?
Yeah, I mean, differentiating yourself from the pack so that you're not swimming in an ocean of sameness, because the commoditization of the financial services space is pretty intense, but that just creates an opportunity to stand out. So that's professional contrast.
Well, I've been watching you elevate and differentiate yourself since maybe 2018 when you first crossed my radar. You were doing video back then. You are doing video now. How has the video you've been doing evolved?
Well, yeah, great question. And a lot of it is mileage and just consistency, sticking with it, but also demonstrating innovation and the fact that this is not on trial. I mean, there are a lot of things in life you cannot learn in a simulator. They can't be theoretical. They have to be from the field. They have to be real. They have to be proven.
Well, let me share your LinkedIn page, because this establishes in some ways your legitimacy, your position as an expert when it comes to really knowing what you're doing on social media, because you hit Duncan's profile and he's got more than 30,000 people out there following him. And I would guess that the bulk of them are financial advisors. And I love to scroll down and check out what you're doing in video. And this is a lot of short format content where you're doing specifically what you're talking about. You're bringing that professional scarcity, that professional contrast, and talking about things that your target audience will care about. What are you doing here that an advisor could follow?
Okay, well, first of all, the mindset around content marketing is to be completely at peace with outcomes and to really immerse yourself into the concept of cause and effect. Good activity, good quality, consistent activity will eventually lead to measurable productivity. But you have to detach yourself from an expectation of when that will happen and just keep your head down and keep at it. Be pure, be authentic. It doesn't have to be salesy. There's no pitching. It's all positioning value. For me, it's not about popularity, it's about impact. And so I try to, invest that mindset into the creation of the content.
I would highly encourage anyone watching, if you aren't already, to follow Duncan on LinkedIn, even to go to the bell at the top of his profile and hit all so you see everything that Duncan is putting out. Because from a content marketing standpoint, Duncan really is on the cutting edge. What he is sharing with the world is worth taking note of. It's worth following, because if you want a guide, if you want someone who is setting an example out there for what you should be doing, Duncan is a great one to follow.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And one thing I'll say, and I know you know this, one of the most powerful things about video from a client acquisition perspective is that it's always on. It's evergreen. It lives 24/7 in your various formats and mediums. But it enables you to stop going out and trying to find new clients and rather be found by prospective clients. If you will create content on video as a messenger with a good message, just really, really pure and meaningful, it will create predisposition. It will put people in your funnel. And if you think about the progression, Laura, every client that consumes your content is a potential advocate. The content, the video, becomes a bridge to make it easy for them to introduce you to a friend or a family member If you have a client that has so much conviction about your value, the bridge for them to make an introduction, if they feel compelled to tell a friend or a family member or a business associate, hey, you should watch this video that my financial advisor created. It's a very, very low friction, low risk commitment for that prospective client. And it just puts them in the funnel, and then you can move them through the pipeline to your fit process to determine if they would entertain the idea of becoming a client. But I just want to say this, that every prospective client that you interact with is comparing and contrasting you to their current advisor, potentially the one they're thinking about leaving, and to every other advisor that they're interviewing as part of their due diligence. And there's an old expression, for you to get hired, someone's got to get fired. So video becomes an incredible wedge in using stewardship, not salesmanship. You're not pitching, you're positioning your value and letting people come to their own conclusions on their terms. And then they can raise their hand, opt in and say, tell me more. And that's the beauty of the funnel and the pipe, and video can supplement that beautifully.
For the last 3 years, you have been asking me the question, Laura, do you think that video is now table stakes for advisors? And I think back to 10 years ago when advisors were just getting into video, or 20 years ago when advisors, not all of them had a website. I do think we are making this progression into the top performing advisors out there wouldn't be caught without a video strategy these days, just the same way that any advisor wouldn't be caught without a website. What's your perspective?
Yeah, I think you're conspicuous in the absence of video at this point, and there's two tracks to that. There's your evergreen video, and I know this is your wheelhouse. Your value proposition, what makes you different, and the trailer, just the brief, specific, proprietary approach that you have, like 2-3 minute videos that can just help somebody get to know you a little bit better in advance of meeting you. I would say those are absolutely non-optional at this point. If you want to go beyond that, then you start to elevate from expertise to intellectual property. Having a fluid and dynamic stream, like a video blog, or vlog as people like to say, that type of thing. Yeah, that's of course next level, but there are elements that absolutely are essential as part of your website for people just to get to know you a little bit better.
Because video helps build trust. Video does take an unknown to oh, I feel like I've already met you. And in a very on-demand, like you said, kind of delivery, because people can watch it whenever they want, and convenience is so important for us today. My interview with Duncan was packed with so many valuable nuggets that we couldn't squeeze them all into our 8-minute format. So for the first time ever, we're splitting Duncan's interview into a 2-parter. I do hope that you'll come back for part 2 with Duncan MacPherson. Until then, remember that if Duncan can do it, you can do it too. And if you need help building your authority and growing your practice with video, that's what we do at Idea Decanter.